Do you know how it feels when your favorite game in a series is one of the least liked by its fandom? Well, I don't, because my favorite is Dragon Quest VIII, but I almost know the feeling. Dragon Quest VI is my second favorite entry in its series, and it is one of my favorite JRPGs of all time. But this is a game that's often compared to some of the weakest and earliest entries in the series, and even when people do speak of it favourably, it is still labelled as the weakest of the Zenithian trilogy. At the time of its initial Super Famicom release in 1995, Dragon Quest VI was beautiful, and it added a lot of quality of life improvements which became standard among the franchise. But this context is lost 25 years later and after countless remakes for other games in the series. Now Dragon Quest VI is seen as standard from a gameplay perspective, and this is understandable. I wouldn't want remakes of the first 5 games to remain weaker experiences just to keep 6 on its pedestal. But the end result is a game that feels like a simple derivative addition to modern audiences. By the time DQ6 was remade and released in the West, we already had the rest of its trilogy, and we also had the radical series departure of Dragon Quest IX, which made 6 look a little outdated at the time. But who cares about the context of the game's releases? It's 2021, we have this game on DS and even more readily available on phones. What makes it a great game now? Let's pop in our cartridge or load up our app and begin. Firstly, this game opens up to the best starting point of the entire series. We're not just waking up or talking to some king, we're already on our way to kill the biggest bad there is. Someone so threatening that he couldn't be disposed of quickly for a bigger threat. Right? We meet our party in medias res. We have some quick dialogue, ride a dragon, and then we face the villain all within the opening minutes. And then the rug is pulled from under us and we realize this was all a dream. After that exciting start, we rip off the beginning of Chrono Trigger, then after a bit more world building, and realizing the game got rid of a really cool day and night cycle from the earlier titles, we fall through a hole in the ground and find ourselves in another world where no one can see us. Most detractors of the game do admit the beginning is good, but they say the rest just doesn't compete. And yeah, they're kind of right, but this is more a testament to just how great the game starts off, and it's by no means a knock against the rest of the game. Dragon Quest VI comes off the heels of Dragon Quest IV, which let a slow burn build up its cast of characters and the story as a whole. And it also came off the heels of Dragon Quest V, which opted for more of a heartfelt story and it added some real tearjerker moments. People see Dragon Quest VI as being weaker for not following the gradual building story patterns of these two, but VI strikes its own path instead of merely trying to accomplish what was done earlier. Our story is scattered and mysterious for large portions of the game. Sure, we're given breadcrumbs of context with unrelated town dramas in between, and these are unrelated town dramas which somehow give us everything we need to beat the game, but this isn't new. Dragon Quest III did a similar thing, but I feel that in Dragon Quest VI, these smaller stories are polished to perfection. Why else would Dragon Quest VIII steal this game's storyline, where you must help a scared prince who has to kill monsters to come of age? Or why would Dragon Quest XI steal the game's mermaid storyline about a human and mermaid being in love? But the real story is the friends we made along the way, and what a group they are. Our protagonist has a little more backstory and personality than we used to in the Dragon Quest series. We still have party chat, which continues to delight and have plenty of great in-character moments. What really raises them to be my favourites are their designs. Sure, at first I didn't actually like them, they reminded me too much of character designs from the Cell era of Dragon Ball. But in the context of Dragon Quest, they are all unique and they have silhouettes that are unmistakable. But really, what made me love them even more than their designs is the game's Vocation System. This cements them as an unmatched group. Well, unmatched if you ignore Dragon Quest VII, that is. The Vocation System as a whole is one of my favourite parts of these two entries, and it could be a whole video on its own. But the end result is that your party is this malleable mush of creative options. Who said your hero had to be the hero class? Maybe he'd rather be some kind of gladiator and sage combo. Or if you do want to make him the hero class, would you rather take a longer way that gives him more useful options? Or do you want to get there quickly and just have him dancing his way to glory? Sure, my hero was useless for a long time, but he knew how to hustle and stay in the wagon while Carver and Amos carried the early game. I could have even ignored all the humans with interesting party chat and just filled my team with the discoverable slimes that you can put in your party, which makes me forget there hasn't been a new Dragon Quest Monsters game in quite some time. Your whole party is this customizable, and while the unique options do dry up late game, it still offers more freedom than what Dragon Quest typically does, even today. You know what else also dries up? My eyes, because I'm staring at this beautiful pixel art without blinking. I don't want to miss a single second of it. People said the remake of Dragon Quest VI was just another Dragon Quest 4 or 5 visually, but what's the problem? All three of these games on DS and mobile in particular are among some of the finest looking RPGs to exist. And it's a good thing this game is so pretty, because you'll be seeing quite a lot of it. This isn't the longest Dragon Quest by any means, but it is up there. Dragon Quest 7 and 11 stretched out their game time by making you visit the same places at least twice. Dragon Quest 6 doesn't quite do this. Instead, we have two unique worlds to explore. Well, they're kind of unique. Some areas are pretty much a one-to-one copy, but a lot of them are unrecognizable to what would be their closest counterparts. And this is all in addition to the game giving us the ability to travel underwater, and the whole Zenithian trilogy's trend of giving us a spooky final area to visit. There is a lot of content to explore here. You could argue it's too much, it's overwhelming, but honestly I'd gladly take a large assortment of fun new areas from the two worlds here than just visiting the same places over and over like Dragon Quest XI. At the end of the day, Dragon Quest VI is just more Dragon Quest, but better. The story is full of high moments and quieter moments, to put it lightly, but even those smaller moments are full of interesting town storylines which do stick with you. All the characters are full of personality while being very customizable, and the music is the best in the series. But I'm just going to drop it there because I do not want to compliment the series composer. This game and its elements have split off into three different avenues. One is the also fantastic Dragon Quest VII, which borrowed a lot from this game's gameplay, mostly the Vocation System. 2, the best version of Dragon Quest III, which was remade on the same engine. And finally, the first Dragon Quest Monsters, which is a prequel to Dragon Quest VI, and that marked the beginning of its own long-running series. Dragon Quest VI casts such a wide shadow, and it deserves much more than to be brushed off with a weak entry in its own series. But perhaps it's fitting. The hero of Dragon Quest VI is pretty much ignored when it comes to Dragon Quest IV and V's lore. He's not seen as the hero or the legend in the Zenithian trilogy, he's just some guy that did stuff. But what we should think of him is some guy that did a lot of great things, and we should think of Dragon Quest VI as a game that also did a lot of great things. You should play Dragon Quest VI, just play it, please play it. I like it. I just want people to play it and not make fun of me for liking it, please.